Play for a share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month at Club WPT.
Well, not
I'm mixing in some flats. I like this. Don't want to get in stacks or anything here. Sometimes you just do it for value protection as well, but I think she's happy to. And we also talked about, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. When we talked about the ranges of people flatting the small blind, way more weighted to broadways than like, you know, medium, biggish pairs. So,
you know, Sorel even has a reasonable triple barrel hand here.
Yeah.
With a gut shot, backdoor flush draw.
Bet of 350.
Will we see a raise from Emma?
But she does like to raise.
She does like to raise. That is true. I bet if you ask Emma if she prefers to raise in general or call in general, she's going to tell you raise.
I'll tell you what.
1 million seconds.
I mean, Sorel's been a punching bag for Emma so far, and he may just get tired of this. No, he does not get tired of it. I owe you a penny.
You said you owe me 8K.
Oh, is it 8K? Is that what we bet?
Interesting to see how Emma elects to proceed here with the nines. This is about 15 big blinds effective. Probably too strong to just shove it in there. She really wants to make sure she gets some action here from Kavzagon. Kavzagon is going to put the rack in. And we are off to the races.
Snap call with the pocket nines as expected. Ooh. Nice run for Kavzagon. But it has come to an end. It's tough to win those flips, man.
Yeah, you know, coming into this final table, I felt that he was definitely an underdog with all the talent out there. And to get a fourth place finish, played pretty well. You know, made that really strong play with the Queen Jack earlier. Hey there, John. Big final table here. And we have confirmed that she did win a belt.
I have retweeted it on the internet. Emma does have at least one World Poker Tour belt from Playground Poker Club. So she's going to be trying to get 2. And if she does have 2, she's already told us that she will wear it every single time she goes out to the casino.
Nobody misses with the 2-belt champ. What's the Connor line? There's probably cursing involved, so maybe I shouldn't find out. But
this is a family-friendly show. We are friendly humans. All right, here we go. Finally fighting. Patrick with his Queen 6 suited. These are the kind of hands you want to be limp calling with. We saw Pesh do it the other day in the tournament. We see Patrick doing it here.
I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double jump does whatever he wants. So hopefully we'll get her to say that.
Good. The double champ can do whatever she wants. So now Emma checks this turn, which is... so I'm kind of surprised that Patrick did not bet this. This seems like a great spot to apply aggression with the gut shot. Just to make all sorts of ace highs, maybe even small pairs fold.
Based on the action, I don't think that we're going to see many ace high folds here from Emma. Again, the action was he limped the button.
Yeah.
She 4x'd. It went check check on the turn on the flop.
So what bluffs do you want to have on the turn when she checks?
What are these guys talking about? Because there is
Either
3
way,
million in this pot.
I don't really care how this pot went down. On the turn, I think if you want a bluff, it needs to be non-showdown winners that also have a 6 or an 8.
Great bet sizing there from Patrick. He bets 1/6 pot to make sure that he gets paid for his straight. Finding that perfect sizing to get paid off by ace-jack high there, that's got to be a little frustrating for Emma, knowing that, you know, she kind of got worked there. She's got to give me 1.
Sorel, don't do it, buddy.
Oh, he's doing it, pal.
She always has the nuts. Only whenever you apply aggression, she always has the nuts. Wow, Patrick wakes up with the nuts as well. But he just folds. I would fold here, too.
Yeah. Nice. And, you know, Sorel's an absolute world-class talent, but you can just see what happens when your timing is just off.
Here we are, back right into the action.
With a vengeance. A cooler right away for Sorel.
Has an easy call as well with the 9s. Both players played this hand great.
Sorel does have the diamonds.
Another 4. So just like that, one hand back from break. Sorel, Mitzi, great run.
And a great score for the season pro, 410,000 Canadian dollars. That'll keep him in action for a while.
Not bad at all. He's free rolling the Caribbean Poker Party next week. And he may even have a little bit left over. We are back. I'm Jonathan Little,
500,000.
joined by Griffin Benger. And we are playing now heads up. And, I mean, you have to realize they're playing against only one person, right? Ace 4, I mean, Ace 9 suited. I mean, even Ace 4 sometimes. But Ace 9 suited especially is just a good hand. Your opponent can call with all sorts of worse stuff.
Raise to 500,000.
So you get value.
Another couple of good hands here. Seeing an open sizing standard from the two of them at 2.5 big blinds. I think that's probably a reflection of the depth of their stacks.
Heads up, check a bit.
Beautiful flop here for Patrick Serta. King high flush draw.
Player check. Player check.
One player's going to have nothing, and that often results in not a whole lot of money going into the pot. But every once in a while, both players get something, and that is when stacks collide.
Bet of 400,000.
Someone wins a big pot, someone loses a big pot. Then we keep on moving forward until one player has all the money.
So showing that she's not necessarily going to fight tooth and nail for every pot. She
Raise
certainly,
500,000.
but when she picks her spots, she goes hard in the paint. Mr. Little.
I think it's also beneficial for you to try to learn heads up initially. What is the opponent doing, right? Like right now, she thinks Patrick is maybe going to be a lunatic, maybe going to be too tight.
Heads up, check a bit.
Like, don't just assume your opponent's going to be making gigantic bluffs or gigantic calls right off the bat, just because they have been doing that previously. Because quite often player strategies do change once you get heads up.
We can see that she just has 9-6 high.
Player folds. Pascal.
There is the WPT Champions Cup. There's that amazing
For her performance in the Mike Sexton won WPT a few years ago, and then following that up by actually winning the next one. I mean, if she were to win this one, I mean, put her face on the front of this building.
Yeah, does she own this casino? I guess it is a poker club, not a casino. It's a poker club. Let's clarify that. Because you don't do anything too flashy, you don't do anything too special. He had the worst, or one of the worst seats in the house, yet here he is, heads up, with half the chips in play. That is...
I'd argue that he just called with a jack-high flush on a unpaired board and raised blind on blind with 7 high on king-queen.
Yeah. I always wonder how much home field advantage plays into poker. Because you do see some people who perform extremely well at specific casinos, usually right around where they live. Like, I know when I used to live in Vegas, I would do great at Bellagio. I would just show up and win every time I played at Bellagio. And I couldn't tell you why, but I did, right? And we see Emma here. Maybe there is. Or maybe it's just variance. That's why poker's tough. So here we see a bet from top pair from Emma. She has not bet when she had nothing previously. Now she actually has something.
Depending on what that other card is, we should expect some continuing here from Patrick.
You know, in heads-up poker, when you're facing a bet that's not gigantic, if you have that 8 of hearts in your hand, you have to continue almost every time anyway. Like, what card can you even have? Like a 4 or a 2?
I think
every other card is fine.
I think if you have Queen 8 off here
with the 8 of hearts,
do you want to call a half pot bet?
Off. We must defend.
It's true though. Queen 8's like maybe like the only 8 you would consider folding because every other one is at least a straight draw or ace or king high.
Right. You probably aren't defending 8-2 pre-flop. Wow. She keeps blasting it.
Got to protect that top pair, baby.
That was a big bet as well. I had an early score for like 320K, but then I had $1 million score shortly after.
There you go. So it's second
2 years of live poker. But the first 3 years, I played literally every day of my life on party poker.
Certainly an argument to continue here
So this is a spot where if we were playing normal poker, where she raised the cutoff and let's say button 3-bet, you would definitely be folding the king-9. But heads up, you just have to play more hands. And right here, you have to ask, do we have 33% equity? You do, right? A lot of the time. And we're also in position.
Oh, and she is 4-betting here.
So she's using it as a bluff, which I think is also viable. I would be tempted to 4-bet slightly weaker hands, like maybe king-8, king-7. Pot odds are a fun thing, heads up.
I could see him shoving, to be honest.
I think shoving would be a little bit maniacal. But hey, nothing wrong with being a little bit of a maniac.
He does call. Nice. What do I know? Wow.
This is the problem with calling the 7-5 suited, is that inevitably you make some junky pair, and
is technically ahead right now with the 7.
Third check.
She's going to check back here. Doesn't want to have to bet fold this flop, flopping all this equity.
if Emma bets the turn as a bluff, she probably needs to bet the river, I would presume. Emma has to be careful because if she makes a huge bet, it may result in Patrick only calling when Emma is just crushed. But at the same time, you want him to fold pretty much anything, right? And I mean, Patrick is in a miserable spot. And you know, when you do call that pre-flop 4-bet, you realize you are going to under-realize your equity, meaning that pre-flop you had 38%.
Oh my God.
He decides to stick around. He can only beat stone bluffs.
Oh my goodness.
Brick City on the river. Does Emma go for it? This could be over right here if Emma goes for it and Patrick decides to be a hero. And I'll tell you, Patrick has hero called Emma once already, and he hero called me yesterday in a huge pot as well. So he is a hero caller, if I've ever seen one. Griffin, what's going to happen? I'm so nervous.
It's hard because she's trying to figure out what hands he has that would call the turn and maybe fold river. What kind of 10? Yeah.
She does it.
I love it. Oh, I love it so much.
Now, Patrick, the master hero caller. Think there's any world where he finds this call? He's talking himself into it.
Oh my God.
He did it!
Oh my God!
Wow. Just like that. Pair of sevens for all the money. And I think it's done. I think that was all the money. Patrick, Sarah, just like that.
Wow, that is the way you win a WPT event. Emma
goes
down guns blazing in second place.
Big hug for the champion. And Party Poker Live, thanks to World Poker Tour and Playground Poker Club.